A very good evening to you. First of all, I thank my colleagues for giving me this golden opportunity to interact with you. You saw a lot of things my colleagues spoke about for many reasons, for many sports and places to see in India. But I'll give you only one strong reason to go to India. How many of you have been to India already? Quite good. And that strong reason is that India is such a magnificent, such a huge country that everybody should know about it. And India to a European is what an elephant to a blind man. Have you heard of that famous story written in a poem by John Godfrey Sachs? He was an American poet of 19th century. And in one of his poems, The Blind Man and Elephant, he says, he narrates a story that once, long time back, in a remote village in India, a merchant went with his elephant. And nobody before in that village had seen an elephant. So soon, children assembled around the animal. Then they asked the merchant, what is the name of this animal? He told that this is known as elephant. Soon the word spread like wildfire. Young and old, men and women, all spoke about that wonderful animal. Then in that village, there were 6 brothers. All were born blind. They lived in a family, in a house. The word reached their ears also. Then they thought, if the thing is so wonderful, they should also go. They may not be able to see it, but they can feel it. They went there, they requested the merchant. Oh, maybe my voice is... No. So, they requested the merchant that they be permitted to explore this wonderful animal. One by one, the merchant took them to the animal. The first one was at the back. He felt its tail. He went, the other man came. He felt legs of the elephant. The third one touched its belly, its waist and all that. The fourth one, he saw the ear, touched it, felt it and went back. The fifth one touched its tusks. You know the tusks? And the sixth one, he touched its tongue. You saw the elephant here. Okay. Then they went their home. Then they started discussing. The first one said, oh, what a wonderful animal. It is like a long rope. Because he had felt the tail. The second one said, you are talking rot. It was not a rope. It was a pillar. Because he had felt the legs. The third one said, you have gone mad. It was like a big wall. How can you say it was a pillar? The fourth one, he said, no. It was a hand fan. You know what, in olden days, there used to be fans which were driven by hand. So it says it is like a fan. The fifth one, he said, no. It was like a solid pipe. who felt the touch. They said, well, that's solid white. The last one, who was the eldest, they said, you keep quiet. It was like a branch of a tree, because he had felt the touch. Then somebody told them that you need not fight, you need not argue. All of you are correct, and all of you are wrong. Elephant is such a big animal. You cannot see in one go. So the same way, India is such a big, such a magnificent country. You cannot know about it through books, through videos, or through these presentations. So this is my earnest request to all of you to visit India at least once. And I can bet that if you go once, you will go thereafter again and again. And those who say that, I went to 2-3 schools in Hamburg. We have a student exchange program with the city-state of Hamburg. The schools have a program. There are some schools from where the students go to India, and the schools they visit, students from those schools, they come to Hamburg, the same school. And the children who go from here, they stay with the families of the students of that school. So it's a family exchange also. That way we know about the culture also of different people. So I went to 2-3 schools from whom the children had gone to India in past few years, and I got a chance to interact with them. So I asked them that, why did you choose to go to India? They say, we have heard so much about India, its ancient culture, they want to experience. So then I told them, what did you like the most about India? And can anybody tell me your own opinion? What do you like the most about India? Those who have been to India, what is the thing that you like the most? Anybody, if you like to interact?
That is not describable, it's a feeling.
Just if you could tell, if you could say it, because we have a language and we could.
The people? Who the people?
Let's be a little bit more concrete.
Okay, how the people welcome you and how they treat you
Yeah,
and how they talk to
you
you
see,
and want to know where you're from and what are you doing and why you're there.
Yeah, they relate to each other so frequently and we know about others. Here, when we go to the railway station, we see many people at one place, but they don't relate. Only the close acquaintances and family members, they relate to each other. And if you go in India, even if people don't know each other, they relate. They speak to one another. So that way we have fairs everywhere. You land at the place and you will find people interacting with each other. So that's not a charming thing in itself. And besides that, as my colleague said, we have Kumbh Melas, Kumbh fairs, where millions of people assemble. And it's a thing to be seen. You can just as my friend said, that it is a thing to be expressed. And we have, of course, architectural things, we have wildlife, many other things which are available at other places also. But there are certain unique things about it that you can experience only when you go. So now I will like to share a few more things that my colleague told about e-visa. About e-visa, some other elements have also been added. First thing is that presentation was a little bit older. Now we have more than 155 countries. National of those countries can apply online, they can pay online, they can get visa online within 72 hours. That's one. Second, they, usually on tourist visa, sightseeing is permitted, Friends and relatives is permitted. Usually that happens. But if you go on e-visa, e-tourist visa, there are certain other purposes that can be fulfilled. Like you can undergo short-term yoga courses. Otherwise, you need to. Previously, this was not permitted. Now you can undergo some short-term yoga program and short-term medical treatment also that you can undertake on e-visa, and that includes short-term medical treatment under the Indian system of medicine. We saw that presentation about the Indian system, like the oil and all that, Ayurveda, Unani and all that. So that includes that also. And you can also explore the business possibilities on e-visa, e-TV, e-tourist visa. You can have casual business visits, casual business meetings to explore the possibilities. So that is also permitted. And one more thing I would like to point out here, because you may be interacting with your clients and they may be complaining, because we got complaints in the consulate about the fraud websites. People say that they were trying to get visa online and they lost their money also. Not only they did not get the visa, but they lost their money also. And the reason is that there are so many fake websites. They claim that for e-tourist visa for India, click here, and you click here. So that leads you to a page that asks you to make payment. You make the payment, and the money goes to Nigeria. You lose your money. It's very frustrating. So I have a page with me that contains the correct website address and correct contact details for e-tourist visa. If you want, I can share with you. If you want copies, you can have copies. This is the chart that says the kind of activities that are permitted with e-tourist visa. And then it has the website address, email ID, and telephone number of e-tourist visa. It also has telephone number of the helpline, tourist helpline. And in that presentation, one thing was missing. Maybe that is a recent addition. Government of India has introduced a 24/7 toll-free telephone that will give not only details about the destinations and travel places, but that will also help people in distress. If any foreign tourist is in distress or is in trouble, faces an emergency situation, he can call that number, and it is in about 12 languages, including German. So you need not necessarily know English. If you know German or any of the other 11 languages, you just make a call and they will respond. Besides that, they will give information about tourist places, availability of trains, availability of flights, etc. So that's what I wanted to do. So if you want, you can have a copy. I have just one copy. If you want, you can make. And one more thing I want to share with you. I don't know how many of you are in contact with the people of Indian diaspora. Government of India has a special package for diaspora, Indian diaspora youth. People who are of Indian origin. Their children between the age of 18 and 30, they have a competition among themselves. They need to compete with each other. but about 40 slots are allotted. 40 such youths all over the world going through that competitive test. They can go to India free of cost. All hospitality is free and it's a 25 days tour. So you can just spread the word. If people are interested, they can apply in time, and for details, they may keep on checking our website, CGI Hamburg.de. Thank you very much for patience here. Thank you.